this screen's all blinking like
be
mad.
Are you ready for an adventure in Las Vegas?
That's all.
That's all.
You look so calmly.
Yes. Are you ready for an adventure in Las Vegas?
The Las Vegas Strip. It's big, it's bold, and it's very body. It is definitely not Disneyland. And as a father of small children, that can be a challenge. Inappropriate, sexually charged, and downright crude imagery are in your face constantly because let's face it, Las Vegas is an adult playground. That doesn't mean you can't find some fun for the whole family. So come with me today as we seek out the family-friendly fun to be found on the Las Vegas Strip. But first, a brief history of the Las Vegas Strip. Situated in the southernmost corner of Nevada, Las Vegas started out as little more than a train stop in the middle of a desert plain. But in the 1930s, two things changed the town's destiny forever. First, the construction of Hoover Dam brought hundreds of construction workers to town. And second, gambling was legalized. The Strip itself was born when a casino known as El Rancho Vegas opened in 1941. Soon after, this new gambling and gaming center garnered the attention of notorious crime figures like Bugsy Siegel, who used their funds and influence to help build casinos and hotels like the Flamingo after World War II. Then in the late 60s, the game was changed when Caesar's Palace opened. It was the first themed casino. Shortly thereafter, the first mega resorts opened, with the International Hotel in 1969 and the MGM Grand in 1973. No longer just a casino floor with a small hotel attached, the new generation of casinos now featured pools, restaurants, and big-name stage entertainment. The big neon era of Las Vegas was in full swing. Well, the 90s were the next big era for the Strip, when it tried to go family-friendly. Older casinos were being torn down and replaced with newer, more heavily themed hotel casinos. The grand opening of the Treasure Island Hotel is a prime example of this new era on the Las Vegas Strip. Treasure Island was a pirate-themed hotel and featured a pirate battle in a pond in front of the casino. In 1993, they celebrated the grand opening of Treasure Island by having one of those pirate ships open fire on the Dunes Hotel down the street. The Dunes is then theatrically blown up by a faux volley and collapsed. The Dunes site would eventually make way for the Bellagio and its legendary fountains. The 90s were the first time I ever visited Las Vegas. I came to see a family friend appear at a taping of World's Greatest Magic on NBC. Do you remember that show?
The World's Greatest Magic.
It actually taped over in a performance hall in Caesar's Palace. But when the 90s ended, so too did the attempts to make Las Vegas family-friendly. The family-friendly resorts now make way for newer, luxurious, high-end establishments. The term, "what happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas," became the preferred marketing tagline for the town, and there was a rise in the edgier adult entertainment the city's long been known for. And so here I stand today, fortunate to have been young enough to enjoy kid-friendly Vegas when it happened, briefly. But now as a father myself, I can't help but wonder if there's any of that family-friendly entertainment left. Let's explore and find out. So for our first night in Las Vegas, the wife and I decided to head over to the far side of the Strip and work our way back. And since I've never been a fan of cabs, we decided to hop the Las Vegas monorail. It's just like the Disneyland monorail, only with liquor and blackjack. Our monorail stop happened to put us at the base of the High Roller, the world's largest Ferris wheel. This attraction would be family friendly, but at about $30 per ticket, we decided to skip this one. Our next stop was Treasure Island, or TI as they call it now. The casino had discontinued the pirate battles they once held out front, but I had to see what was left of the lagoon. Here's one of the battling pirate boats from the Treasure Island. I never really got to see the show, but as far as I know, that ship used to sail around the corner and then attack this other one across the bridge. It's a shame, really. I tried, but it kept getting rained out or snowstorms or whatever. Yeah. Saddened, but not discouraged, we headed across the street to the Venetian. The Venetian opened in 1999. And it's uniquely known for its gondola rides, which you can take outside and inside the resort. Check this out. Pretty cool. There's lots of other fun things to look at the Venetian marketplace, but let's face it, you'll mostly be watching the gondolas.
How many feet under there?
You bet. We walk out of the Venetian just in time to catch another fond childhood memory of mine, as this rather mild fountain in front of the Mirage becomes a volcano. A Las Vegas staple since 1989, the volcano was improved twice to become what it is today. We are across the street, you can still feel the heat. And while you can watch it from across the street, I don't recommend it. Damn you, David Copperfield. Our next stop was on the outskirts of Caesar's Palace, in what can only be described as a mall. But it's immediately obvious this place is not like your regular mall. That's right, you're seeing this correctly. That escalator goes in a spiral. Ooh, helical. These are the forum shops at Caesar's Palace. They're a lot of fun to walk through. They're full of all sorts of fountains and statues and really neat architecture. And of course, super high-end shopping stores. And the Gap. Huh, a double-decker Gap. When I was younger, I had a lot of fun wandering the forum shops while my parents were gambling. Of course, back then, this H&M was in FAO shorts. And that place was awesome. What do you think that guy up there is guessing? He's like, guess. He's like, guess what? I'm the father of mathematics.
He's guessing real or fake.
Oh yeah, all day.
All day.
All day. Next we had to head into Caesar's Palace Casino, mostly to visit the scene from one of Sarah's favorite movies. Beavis and Butthead Do America. Yes, the Cleopatra statue they stare at is real. And it also just happened to be Caesar's 50th birthday. So happy birthday, Caesar. We left Caesar's Palace and wandered across Flamingo Boulevard and into the Bellagio. While it is famous for its fountains, there was another hidden gem I wanted to visit there, the conservatory. The conservatory at the Bellagio can be fun to walk through with kids. The themes change seasonally, so you never quite know what you're going to get, but it's always pretty amazing. Thousands of flowers and plants are creatively arranged to reflect each season's theme. And this season's theme was Under the Sea. The bright colors and textures are sure to grab any kid's attention, and entry is free, making it a worthwhile stop, even if it's only to get a couple of silly pictures. Next, we pooty-scooted through the lobby and outside to see the always popular Bellagio fountains are a fun and free stop for the whole family. The shows are about every 30 minutes during the day and every 15 minutes at night. The wait between shows is so brief you probably won't mind waiting around, especially once you see the view from the man-made lake. But once the show gets going, (1,214 jets shoot water up to 4 stories high. Dancing, twirling, and shimmying along to music from Rachmaninoff to the Beatles to DJ Tiesto. None of which I can share here, unfortunately, though the sound of the water jets alone is pretty impressive. By this point, we were exhausted, so it was time to head back to our hotel. But Las Vegas never sleeps. The next day started with another monorail ride, this time a local one between the Mandalay Bay and the Excalibur. Our destination? The giant Coke bottle. If you have ever been a fan of Coke, then the Las Vegas Coca-Cola store will be your paradise. Just an unbelievable variety of Coca-Cola merchandise is on sale here. Sarah, does this make me look cooler?
Oh boy.
And of course, if you're thirsty, then go up to the second floor where you can grab a refreshing drink at the counter. But if you're feeling particularly adventurous, try the international tray. 16 flavors of soda from across the globe like Inca Cola, Sun-Filled Mint, and the notorious Beverly can be had for about $8, which was an adventure Sarah and I couldn't pass up. Are you ready for an adventure?
In Coke?
In soda flavors?
Oh yes, I should say Coke. Ooh, it's sweet.
It's pretty good.
Nope. Well, because it's orange and it reminds me of that glucose test.
Oh, yeah.
Vegetable from Japan.
Vegetabita.
Vegemite from Japan.
Oh. It's not terrible, but it's not good.
I'm afraid.
It should be.
I don't know, it's not terrible, but it's not something I would really sell.
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Mouthwash?
That's like Scope.
It tastes like cold medicine.
Ready, honey? Sarah's going first on the Beverly.
It doesn't smell bad.
Oh my goodness.
Down in one. Down in one.
What are you mean to me? Oh God. Oh. Oh Jesus. Oh Lord help me.
It's that bad.
Oh, it's bad.
It's that bad.
It's that bad. Oh, the Beverly.
I still have it on my tongue.
Get it off your tongue.
That's bad.
And that's so bad. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, I told you.
Make the hurting stop.
We need some like garlic or something to erase our tongue scraper.
Taste test verdict.
Interesting.
Interesting. In the end, the Beverly was awful. And we finished the pineapple flavored one. Otherwise, I think most of the rest of this is gonna end up in the sink. What the heck? There's a bear over here.
Uh-oh. Will he fit? Yeah. He's got it. Bye, bear.
The only sad thing is there used to be a museum on the 4th floor, but it's long since been closed up. The only remaining sign that it was even there is what's left of the down escalator that's all blocked off now. So the story behind the Coke Museum is once upon a time you used to pay a fee, then you'd get in this elevator behind me, and it would go up to the 4th floor. It played a little sound of a soda filling a glass, and on the 4th floor you see a little movie about Coke, but the best part was descending down to the 3rd floor, where a special soda fountain would give you all the Coke you wanted to drink, but the way it filled it was the amazing part. A little water fountain shot from across the room towards your soda glass, making it appear like that's how it filled it. From what I hear tell now, though, that soda fountain is now in the Coke World in Atlanta. Oh, and by the way, added bonus. This Marshall's down here used to be a GameWorks. In my opinion, it was a lot more fun back then. Right there in the same building is M&M World, featuring 4 stories of candy-coated merchandise. Though the busiest and most popular part of the store is the wall of M&Ms, where you can customize a bag of M&Ms in any color or flavor they make, including some new experimental flavors. And if you're lucky, you may even get to meet an actual M&M. If you haven't had enough sugary shenanigans, head across the street to Hershey's Chocolate World. There, is it me? A Statue of Liberty made entirely out of Twizzlers. Amazing and delicious. But of course, that wasn't the main reason we headed over to New York Hotel. A good one for the whole family is the Roller Coaster Arcade in New York. And you can also ride on the legendary Manhattan Express roller coaster outside of the hotel here too. Tickets are about $14 a ride. Kind of steep for someone who has a season pass to Six Flags, honestly, but we'll see if we can fit it in. Spoiler alert, don't make it back in time, but it's still a pretty cool coaster. Now that's pod racing! It was getting late for us already, but I had to stop at one of my favorite places on the Strip, the Luxor. This is the atrium at the Luxor, the largest atrium in the world. And every time I come to Vegas, I can't help but stop here because it still amazes me. And frankly, I've always had kind of a love for Egyptian mythology and monuments. There's really nothing here for the kids anymore since they closed down the arcade, but maybe they could learn a little something while they visit. For example, Lesson 1 in Egyptian mythology, this is Anubis. He's a jackal-headed god and the guide to the underworld, but most of all, he was awesome in Stargate. Bonus fun fact about the Luxor, the casino and most of the rooms are located in the giant beam-topped pyramid. But if you stay in one of the rooms inside, you don't take an elevator up. You actually take an inclinator. And an inclinator is different from an elevator in that it goes up at an angle instead of straight up and down. It's pretty neat. With our evening and our visit to Las Vegas drawing to a close, we had but one remaining stop left, the Excalibur. The Excalibur is a castle-themed casino located on the Strip right next to Luxor. And once upon a time, a wizard used to randomly peek out the front door of the castle at you. Unfortunately, the wizard's long gone, but what they do have is the Fun Dungeon. And while that name might give you mixed feelings, it really is a lot of fun for parents and kids. If you're looking for some arcade action with your kids or your significant other, you can find a lot of great games down in the Fun Dungeon. It's one of the older, continuously operating arcades on the Strip.
It's the most I want all night.
You gotta catch them all. My wife has requested we go extra old school. Mortal Kombat old school. Are you ready? There's no way I can record this and play at the same time.
Fight.
Oh, what the heck? That's it. Now he's hitting the block instead of the kick. Ah!
Oh, no. Little idiot.
Oh, stop blocking that. I want to kick.
Wait, my arms are getting tired.
Sweep the leg. No.
No!
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, I will finish him.
Sonya wins.
She beat me in Mortal Kombat. And the one guy I'm good at, Scorpion.
Fatality.
Well, it's time for me to head home again. But I can't help but wonder, what will change the next time I visit Las Vegas? Because the only constants in this town are change and gambling. Las Vegas may be an adult playground at its heart, but hopefully I've shown you that it's not impossible to have fun with the whole family. If you ever find yourself on the Las Vegas Strip with little ones, don't lock them away in the hotel room. I've been there, and it's not fun. Take them out, have your own adventure, and thanks again for joining me on mine. Well, I hope to see you again next time for another adventure in Great America. Bye-bye.
Places, people. Door sound.